Hey guys, I want to share with you a fantastic tool that I think is of great benefit. You know, in this market we're in now, you've got to work smarter. You have to work more hours, you have to work more days, but what you have to do is make sure the activities you do produce results. And I was talking to somebody I've known for a while now and had a chance to update with Kirk Scrima, who is a mortgage lender, who has a product that I think is really powerful both for listing agents to go on presentations and help you win some, as well as even listing agents or buyer's agents holding open houses. It's called MoveTube. Kirk, can you give us kind of a high-level overview on it?
Yeah, so MoveTube is actually developed in 2016, but it really just officially launched a couple of months ago. So it is a new service, but obviously it's a play on YouTube. But essentially, it's the only service that it's a live streaming service of listings for listings across the country, any listing in the MLS. And what's unique about MoveTube is it's just a streaming platform, just like Netflix, right? Like if you sit down, want to watch a show or watch a movie, sit down and open up Netflix, and you find the show you want to watch and start watching the show. This works very similar. You just open up the MoveTube app, and you click on the search criteria you want of listings that you want, and it just starts scrolling listings for you. And you can, sitting on your TV, sitting on your couch, you can view all these different listings instead of being on your computer tapping through it. The experience, especially with the younger crowd, is, like if you listen to the younger people, they don't watch TV like we used to. They watch YouTube. Like that's what they watch. And so it's a very similar experience. It makes the listing a lot larger. It's a lot more definition, and it's just a more appealing. And so, and because of that, the average person that watches MoveTube when they use the app, watches it for 90 minutes. That's the average time that the person spends on it. So,
wow. What I like about it, first off, I have, as you know, I have a YouTube channel, but I don't like putting my listings on it because the people who watch my content don't want to see listings, right? Some people do, some people don't. And so what I don't want to do is confuse the channel. Some agents keep a separate YouTube channel just for the listings, but it's so poorly trafficked that it's really not valuable at all. What I like here is you're putting your listing in with other listings, which is where interested buyers are more likely to go to look for properties. So right away, I like the segmentation. I think it makes a lot of sense from the customer's point of view. This is where they'd want to see it. And what they don't want to do is maybe see it while they're looking on YouTube for how-to videos or football highlights or something like that. That's not where we want our listings to be seen. Talk a little bit as a tool for a listing agent to go on a presentation, how they can use their association with this app to strengthen their legitimacy in the eye of the seller.
Yeah, so one of the beauties of this, and one of the big selling points, I think, is that all things being equal, if you got a client, you got a client that's interviewing 2, 3, 4, 5 different realtors, all things being equal, if you were to walk into the listing appointment, there's a listing pamphlet that you can print out, comes with a QR code. You can bring that into the listing presentation and demo the service right to the client, right in their own home if you want. And all things being equal, if you were to tell the listing, hey, I can do everything that everybody else can do, but I'm going to list your home. Your home's going to be listed on TV. You're probably going to get the listing appointment. The capture rate on this service is almost 100% of people who use it to go into a listing appointments. So it's super powerful because the perceived value of what people want, it's like an open house, right? Like the perceived value of an open house is that people are going to come in here and want to buy my house. Same thing, except you're doing it through a national audience. Right now, MoveTube is adding 2,000 to 3,000 new users a week on the platform. So it's one of the fastest growing streaming platforms in the United States right now.
Wow. Yeah, and I think that's a powerful part, is to separate yourself from the listing presentation. We all want to be technology forward, but in my mind, this is the kind of tech forward that more eyeballs from prospective buyers is really what sellers are looking for to distinguish yourself. And then you have like a whole suite of tools that go along with that, right? There's flyers and there's templates and there's all kinds of stuff goes along with the video listing as well.
Yeah, there's Yeah, you get, there's open house flyers, there's the listing flyer that comes with it, there's a bunch of social media, and all kinds of different pamphlets that are branded. And the other great thing about the service is you're always branded on the service. So if you share your link, your brand follows them, your beautiful face follows them everywhere they look on any listing that they look at. So it's actually a better platform than send them on Redfin or whatever. They never see the other agents. It's strictly your brand that they see, that they follow. And whenever they do a Google search, MoveTube listings rise to the top because it's video based. So it meets all the criteria that Google's looking for in their search criteria. And then
if you go to Zillow, they're going to show your listing next. They'll show anybody who's paying the money before your listing, right? Same with Redfin. And so the idea here is these are just all listings that buyers might be looking at, and so you really have more of a chance to have your listing looked at, I think, in a kind of fair and competitive environment in that sense. Let's talk about for the buyer's agent side, or the listing agent who's holding their listing open. I know one of the features is you use this to create a open house register, and then from there you have a service that you sometimes offer some of the agents. And I know it's by agreement, so I don't want to say you're offering it to everybody. Talk a little bit about the follow-up part of the process as well.
Yeah, so with MoveTube, any listings, it creates an open house flyer with a QR code. So when people enter the open house, they scan the QR code, and you can do it through a drawing to entice them to scan it, or you can just say for security reasons that the seller requires a name and number of everybody that enters the home. So they scan the QR code. The system will send them we'll send them a text, welcome them to the open house, and they'll ask them, what is your full name? And so they'll put in their full name, and what happens is that creates a list of everybody that of their number, and we know that's their exact number because the QR code captures the number, and then that creates a list that we can download in CSV format. What my team does is when we know you're holding an open house, we'll download the list from the open house, and we will actively call everybody that attended the open house with the intention of trying to set an appointment with either you as the realtor or us as the lender. It doesn't matter to us which way we go, because if we're trying to set an appointment with the realtor, that means you're going to meet with the client and have a presentation, and hopefully a good conversation with them, and hopefully earn their business as a buyer, and hopefully, obviously, you try to refer them back over to us for the lending piece. If they meet with us as the lender, our intention is to pre-approve them for a home loan and then refer them over to you as the agent to go. So we basically hand you a buyer on a silver platter saying, hey, they're pre-approved to X dollars. They just need a home, and we're actively referring them over to you to go find them a home. So what we find with most agents is they hold open houses. They have a few good conversations. They might follow up with a few people, but they don't cold call all the people that are in that went through the open house.
Or warm call. I mean, they're really warm calls. They came to your open house already.
Yeah, it is, I guess, somewhat of a warm call as well. And the reality is that I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head right now. I think they're called Sales Zorro or something like that. They did a study on open houses, and they said if you call all and follow up with everybody that goes through an open house, your lead close ratio is about 15%. Our numbers last year showed 10 to 15%, depending upon the location. It is obviously a little bit rougher market, so maybe a little bit less. But what I tell people is, like, look, at the end of the day, even if we cut that in a third and we only get 5% of the people that run through an open house, if you were to hold an open house every couple days or every week, let's say you held 5 open houses in a month, and you had a total traffic of 100 people that went through the open house, that means just a law of averages, you're going to get 5 closed transactions off of it. Now, some of those transactions can be listings too, because people do go to open houses to kind of scout, hey, I'm thinking about selling my home. How's my home compare? What's their price? And so we will get listings from it as well. So, and it doesn't matter to us. What we want to do is partner with you to help you generate more business and be a true partner, not just a one-way street, that we're actually helping you build and make more money. So in turn, hopefully you want to build and help us make more money and do more transactions. So we really want to do a true partnership, and we're willing to do the work to make that happen.
And we talked about this a while ago, that when you and I first kind of reacquainted, that, when I started the lending business, we did the same thing. Back in those days, it was just a piece of paper with names and numbers. And as a lender, we would team up with our partners to follow up, and that's how we generate business. And somehow, technology is now empowering the exact same activity, but at the end of the day, somebody's got to call somebody to get that process going. And so I know between you and your team, you're offering the opportunity to partner up with our agents. I really appreciate that. Kirk, anybody who's watched this video, I'm going to put Kirk's contact info in the description below, as well as a link to his email. If you're interested in the MoveTube program or partnership with Kirk and somebody on his team, love to get you. He's with Summit Funding. I guess he's in Orange County and Southern California, but really covers all of California as well as the United States. Kirk, what's the best way for somebody to reach you if they're interested?
Yeah, they can call me on my cell. It's that number is 530-917-0197. Call or text me there. My email address is kscrima, so it's K-S as in Sam, C-R-I-M as in Mary A, at summitfunding.net. So it's SUMMITFUNDING.net. Either way, that works. More than happy to help. We want to help people, grow and especially in this tougher market, there's, I think working together, we can figure out ways to generate more and more business. So that's what it's all about.
I think you're right, Kirk. Hey, thank you so much for introducing MoveTube to our team, offering to support us, and look forward to working with you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity, Bill. I'm looking forward to working with you guys for sure. Should be fun.